Hey guys, it's Luke bringing you my top 6 value plays for Draftkings Golf for this week's Wyndham Championship in Greensboro, North Carolina. In this video, we're going to be covering my top 6 plays priced $7,500 and below for Draftkings contest this weekend. We're going to be using my custom modeling approach as always to help identify the best plays on the slate. So without further ado, let's hop into the top 6 picks for this week's event. We're going to kick off my value plays with Cameron Percy, a $6,300 golfer that I really like his ball striking coming into the Wyndham Championship. So over his last 20 rounds, he's gaining a whopping .93 shots gained approach per round over that stretch. He's also been gaining off the tee with his accuracy, hitting just about exactly 70% of fairways, which is elite for a field of this strength. He's also coming in with 6 straight made cuts in a row. He's done so despite putting pretty horribly as well. He's lost quite a few strokes over that stretch as well, but a lot of that's been on bent grass. Bent grass is by far his worst grass surface. On the Bermuda surface that they will see this week at Sedgefield, he gains an average of .2 strokes gained putting extra per round. So that bodes well for a comeback. Cameron Percy, somebody who's a high birdie or better percentage player as well, is top 25 in the field in that category. You get a ton of salary relief at $6,300, and I really like his chances to make a cut and to be a good play in DFS formats. At number 5, we have Michael Gellerman down at the complete minimum of $6,000. This is a complete flyer play, in part due to one of the commenters on my last video, Ding Dang 225. He mentioned that he actually went out with Michael Gellerman this week. They had a few drinks. He talked about how he needed to get in the top 125 this week. And after a deep dive, it's well substantiated. He gains, and this is insane, this is the highest number I've seen in quite some time. He gains a whopping 1.47 shots gained approach per round. That's by far the best we've seen in quite some time. He's been top 10 in the entire PGA Tour the last 2 years in greens in regulation percentage. He also gains off the tee, gaining .18 shots gained off the tee per round with relatively good accuracy as well. The one problem with Gellerman is definitely his short game. He hemorrhages strokes around the green, losing more than half a stroke around the green and on them. The only semblance of hope for him is that he's good on the Bermuda surface. We have not a large sample size for Gellerman. We've only seen him a handful of times on tour. But on his 2 performances on the Bermuda surface, he had his best weeks putting. He had a few positive performances, obviously still sprinkled in a few negative rounds as well. But if he goes out, he puts neutral this week. I really like his chances to finish in the top 25 or even top 15 if he gains a stroke or 2 putting. At number 4, we have Henrik Norlander, priced at $6,600, that middle of that 6K range. I really like how straight he hits the ball. He's somebody who does well at shorter courses as well. He lacks some of that elite length. And he's been doing well of late. Over those last 20 rounds, he's gaining .7 shots gained approach per round. That's an excellent number for the Swedish guy. He's also gaining .31 shots gained off the tee, hitting 73.93% of fairways. That is among the elite in the field. And not only has he been a solid ball striker, Norlander's been a much better putter recently than typical. He's been gaining .34 shots gained putting. Bermuda's also his best surface, gaining an additional .16 shots gained on that surface. So I really like his ball striking. I like that he's been putting well of late, has the familiarity on that Bermuda surface. And he also comes in number 13 in shots gained total for the entire field. So down in that $6,000 range, that is a great value. He's not as volatile as some of the other picks you'll see coming up here. He's definitely a safe pick to make the cut. At number 3, we have Ryan Armour, priced at $7,000. He's gaining .4 shots gained off the tee per round, which is great for Ryan Armour. He typically hemorrhages strokes off the tee, but it's because of his accuracy he's done so well. He's been hitting 81.07% of his fairways. That is by far the best in the entire field. That's better than Brendan Todd last year when he was on that crazy stretch. He's also been gaining on his approach. He's gaining .43 shots gained approach per round, .37 shots gained putting per round as well. So really taking an all-around approach into his play. So we've seen that. He's been top 20 in birdie or better percentage. He's number 12 in shots gained total in the entire field. So you have Armour at 12, Norlander there at 13. And overall, I really like the way that his game fits this golf course. He's one of the shorter hitters on tour, averages just over 285 yards per drive. But at the Wyndham Championship, that is more than enough to get by. At number 2, we have Adam Schenk. He is a $7,300 golfer. He's been on an absolute tear of late. He has 2 top 4 finishes out of his last 4 starts. He's been doing it a lot with the flat stick, getting 0.77 shots gained putting over his last 20 rounds. He also has been gaining off the tee and on approach. It's a very common theme with these value picks here. They're really doing it all across the board. He's getting 0.26 shots gained off the tee, getting 0.39 shots gained approach over that same stretch. And he's number 1 in the field in birdie or better percentage. So he's putting himself in great spots to make some birdies. Obviously doing so with that 0.77 shots gained putting total there. He has done well of late. He's made 5 straight cuts. It's definitely somebody I'm going to be investing in that low 7K range. And finally, for our number 1 value play, somebody I would have included in my core plays if I had done a deeper dive on him a little bit earlier. That is Chez Reavie, a $7,400 golfer who has been unbelievable over his last 5 events. He is gaining 0.74 shots gained approach per round. That is top 5 in the field. He's also gaining 0.41 shots gained off the tee, which for Chez Reavie is completely unheard of. He's somebody who's hemorrhaging strokes off the tee for quite some time now. But of late, he's been hitting 78% of his fairways. He's also averaging over 300 yards a drive. So he's done something with the driver. Perhaps it's an equipment change. Perhaps it's a swing change. We don't know as of right now, but he's hitting it just as straight as before, but 10 to 15 yards farther. That has resulted in a top 25 number in birdie or better percentage, a number 8 in shots gained total. So he's in the 7K range, yet he's number 8 in the field in shots gained, 4 straight cuts, an 11th place finish at the 3M Open, which I think is a very good comparison course. So Chez Reavie is my number 1 value play this week. That's all for this week's values play, guys. Let me know in the comments who your favorite value play is, $7,500 and below on Draftkings, for a chance to win a month of my Patreon projections for free. If you guys are new here, I do have a Patreon page if you guys want to get access to my projections for all the players in this week's field. I have projections on there for all 152 golfers, as well as their ownership rankings, some game theory notes, how they're ranked in my modeling, all that kind of good stuff. The best part is it's just $1 to join. So link is in the description for you guys if you'd like to join there. It's a great value. You also get access to my Discord server to ask me any questions you guys have, whether it be a matchup, whether it be deciding between a few golfers for your DFS lineup. Just let me know. I'll answer that, and I'm more than willing to do so. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys could like and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it a lot. It helps me out with growing the channel. It also helps me out with making sure more people can see this content, give them all this good data. So go ahead and do that. I'll thank you guys later. So good luck with your lineups. I'm going to be posting my ownership reaction tomorrow morning, going over my top 3 fades and sleeper picks for the Wyndham Championship. So keep your eyes out for that. See ya.